What kind of labels should you use to keep track of your postcards? Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. It's very early in the morning, as usual. I like to do my videos sometimes very early. That way it's quiet and I can get them done with no interruptions or no exterior noise or anything. But today, what I wanted to talk to you about are labels. Label. You know, what kind of labels do you use to keep track of your postcards? We all have an inventory management system. Obviously, you have to have one. The more postcards you get, so you can keep track of everything. And you know, a lot of us have gone through different systems and things like that. But I just wanted to focus this morning on labels. Okay, and the type of labels I have used and am using now. Okay, and what I've done and how, you know, the changes I've made. Okay, so let's start with these. These worked for me for over a year. These are Avery Labels. They come $5.25 to a package. In fact, I have a lot of these left over in my eBay store if you're interested in picking some up at a cheap price. But you know, these are basically just colored labels. And what I would do, let me show you, is here's an old card that I haven't transferred over yet. I would just handwrite a number on my sleeve. Always stick it to the sleeve, not to the card. I've made that mistake before. I hand wrote them, as you can see. And it after a while, it just got to be cumbersome, you know, because these come 25, I think 25 to a sheet. Is that what it says? Yeah, 25 to a sheet. So every time I do a new sheet, I'd have to write out 25 labels. And, you know, I have everything with a PC code, you know, SKU number, so I can easily find the card when one sells. Well, the reason I was using these is because they come off really, really easy. I mean, you can just peel that right off just like that. It doesn't leave any damage to the sleeve or anything. But the problem again was the fact that I was handwriting them, and it just got to be a burden. Okay, so I changed. I was on YouTube one morning and I watched Mark from SM Postcards, and he was printing out his on his label printer, you know, on his inkjet. And I said, wow, why didn't I think of that? Brain freeze. But that's what I went to, okay? And I switched over to these labels here. These are the Avery Easy Peel Return Address labels, okay? And the number on these, it's very important that when you print labels, Avery has designed certain templates that you can put these into so that when you print your labels, they all come out perfect on the label and everything. They all line up and everything. And that's what this number here is for, 8167. See that? 8167. Okay, that's the number you want to look for if you're going to use these kind of labels. Again, these are just a standard return address label. They come 80 labels to a sheet, and this package has 25 sheets, and they come a 1/2 inch by 1 3/4 inch. And this is what they look like on my cards. Now, since I went to this printing method, it just made things a lot easier. I didn't have to handwrite everything, so it came out like that. Okay, and that's how it looks on a 3.5 by 5.5 inch sleeve. Okay, and like I said, this, you know, I thought this was the permanent answer to my label issue. Okay, but one of the things I found out is that, and this is something I didn't know, these are what are called permanent adhesive labels. Okay, in other words, there is a very sticky permanent adhesive to the backs of these labels, so they stick really well. Now, how would that be a problem? Well, because you know, you figured you'd want permanency, right? Well, you don't want permanency, to be honest with you, because when I sell one of these cards, and I sell a lot, you have to peel that sticker off. You know, some people leave them on. I don't know why, but I would want to peel that sticker off. And the problem is, I'm going to try to gently peel this one back. Now, this one hasn't been on very long. Okay, so if I wanted to peel this off, if I wanted to peel I'm going to peel this off. I don't know if I can show it to you. See, it's peeling off, but it's really kind of tough. You know, you got to peel it off really slow so you don't damage the sleeves. Now, granted, these sleeves aren't very expensive. I mean, this is why they call them penny sleeves, because literally when you buy these in bulk, you can get them for literally a penny each. But the thing is, what was happening is I would peel these off and they would either damage the sleeve and come off in shreds, or they wouldn't come off at all. I mean, I just sold a card the other day. It's been sitting in my inventory probably 6 months, but I could not get the label off at all, and I just had to pull the sleeve off and put the card in a new sleeve to get it to be shipped to the customer. And that's where the problem was, because some of my cards, if, like I said, if you have a label that hasn't been on very long, yeah, it'll peel off. It'll take some effort, but it'll come off. And sometimes it'll leave a little bit of residue. Even if it comes off, it'll leave a little bit of residue because, like I said, the adhesive on these return address labels is considered permanent. It's not supposed to be peeled up. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now I'm gonna put this over here. What I did was I went to my wife and I said, do you know if Avery makes any kind of a label that is a little less adhesive that would peel up really easily? And she immediately said yes. What they're called is repositionable labels. And I'm going to show you some I just ordered. Okay, these are repositionable address labels. Now, the other ones were return address labels, which means they were a little bit smaller than these. I couldn't find any that Avery made in a return address label that were repositionable. And the number on these is 58160. See that? 58160. That's the number you want for the template for these types of labels. Okay, and these come to, because these are a little bit larger, the other ones were 80 to a sheet. These are only 30 labels to a sheet. You still get the 25 sheets, but you get 750 labels. But the thing about it is they're repositionable. Okay, the adhesive on them is not as sticky. And I did like a mock-up here. Here's a sleeve. I guess I should have put a postcard in it. But here's a sleeve, and see how much larger, if you were to look at this, here's the difference. See the difference in the size? Let's see how big are these. These are 1 inch by 2 5/8 inches. Okay, where the other ones were a 1/2 inch by 1 3/4. So they're a little bit larger. But the thing is, again, they're repositionable. Let me get that mock-up. Okay, which means if I want to peel this off, like if this had a postcard in it and I sold it, I could very easily just peel this back. I'm going to do this on camera. And see, comes right off. No problem. The adhesive is a lot less sticky, which means when I peel these off to send to a customer, to ship a postcard to a customer, they're going to peel off with no problem. They're not going to damage the sleeve. I won't have to, put the card in another brand new sleeve. I know some people do that just for the sake of, giving them a new sleeve. And like I said, these sleeves are only like a penny a piece. And you can do that if you want. But I like to, reuse things if I can. Now, if this sleeve doesn't look really good, I mean, if it's been in my inventory for a year or whatever and it just looks nasty, I'll replace it. But the thing is, if it looks okay, all I have to do is peel that puppy right off. Look at that, comes right off. What I found was with the other adhesive labels, the longer it sits in inventory, the more that adhesive bonds to that plastic. And like I said, it gets to the point where, like I ran into the problem with the other day. I couldn't get the label off without ripping the sleeve apart. And I don't think that's going to happen with these because these are considered repositionable. This is what I'm going to try now. Of Granted, I have about 4 more sheets that I have to go through that already have, you know, these types of labels on them, okay, which I'm going to use up. I'm just not going to throw them out and have to have him reprint the, you know, the numbers and anything. I'm going to use up those ones. And, you know, if one gets damaged, I'll just change the sleeve. But when I finally get through all of those other ones, I'm going to start using these. And with the 58, where is it? 58, 160. And you can get these on Amazon. You know, all this, the link is in the description if you want to pick some of these up. It is an affiliate link. Amazon does pay me a little bit for that, and how it helps the channel. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm going to try these. And like I said, the label is a little bit bigger because it's an address label as opposed to a return address label. You know, the return address labels are obviously a little bit smaller. I did try to look for those on Amazon. I didn't find any that Avery made, or I would have got those probably. So it's okay because it doesn't matter because the label is coming off the sleeve anyway. So really, it doesn't really matter that much about the size because when I sell the card, it's going to get peeled off anyway. But I just wanted to try to find something that was a little less adhesive and would not damage the sleeve when you pulled it off, or wouldn't come off in shreds and you still have to throw it out, you know. So I just wanted to share that with you this morning. If you're thinking about a certain type of label, you might want to try to pick these up. The ones, just remember, they're called repositionable. You got to have that name in there because that means they can be peeled up and repositioned somewhere else. Yeah, I think this will work just great, and it'll help me see the cards a little bit better, you know, because it is a larger label, which means when my wife, Kim, prints these labels, she's going to end up printing the PC code number a little bit larger. So they'll be more visible in the tub and everything. So everything works out for the good. Okay. So I just thought I'd share that with you this morning. I hope you get something out of this. If you did, you know what to do. You know the routine. Smash that like button. It really helps the channel. And I appreciate it. And I guess I'm going to go. But you guys have a great day. Hope you make a lot of sales today. I've already got 2 sales going out the door. One came in last night. And actually, both of them came in yesterday. One came in about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The other one came in about 9 o'clock last night. So I got 2 more orders going out the door this morning, which is good. And remember, every day starts at 0. You got to make that first sale. And I hope you do. And I hope you make a lot of sales today on eBay. And I got to go. But you guys have a great day. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care and bye for now.